I'm Lydia, and this is Stephanie, and we're doing a project on the Pythagorean Theorem. And our first real-life situation is we're trying to figure out which is the faster way. If we went from our dead end to the corner of the street, which is 50 meters, and then went from the corner of the street to the Walgreens, which was 100 meters. Or if the quicker route is to take the shortcut and go through our neighbors' yards and jump the fence to get to Walgreens. Like a Okay. And a few facts about Pythagoras is that he was born in 570 BC in Samos and died in 495 BC.
He was also not the first person to create Pythagorean Theorem. They already had that. He was just the first person to prove it was true. Plus, he dedicated his time to study mathematics and philosophy.
He came up with his own religion called Pythagoreanism, but most people don't use it as like a religion. It's more of a philosophy that some people use. So, yeah. And we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to find out which is shorter, the shortcut or our normal route. The Pythagorean theorem says that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 100 squared plus 50 squared equals 12,500 meters. And the square root of 12,500 equals 111.8. So the shortcut would actually be shorter.
Yeah, because 150 is greater than 111.8, so it would be shorter to go the shortcut. It's like a little shortcut.
Yay, we figured it out.
Woo! So, Lawrence, want to help you build a triangle?
Sure.
Okay. So, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to make our triangle thing.
Okay.
So, the length of this side, which is the hypotenuse, is 5 squared, which is 25. And then the length of this leg is 3 squared, which is 9. So we're going to use that to find out what the length of the other leg is. So it would be 25 minus 9 equals 16. And 16 squared is 4, so the length of this this leg would be 4, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's 25, 9, and 4. 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We did it! Oh. Hey Lydia, I was wondering, how long is your the width of your TV and the diagonally way? So, because I was thinking you could put some speakers in for that party you're gonna have, and you could use the space for it.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. You know, I don't know. I just know I'm trying to figure out how long it is, like diagonally and up and down, but I really don't know how long it is across. So maybe we should measure it.
Okay.
So it's 53 inches across diagonally.
Okay.
And it's 29 inches up and down.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's not really know. So let's find out the width. So, we know that it's 53 inches diagonally, and 53 squared equals 2,809. And we know that up and down is 29 inches, and 29 inches squared is 841. And since we know with the Pythagorean theorem that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we just have to subtract a squared from c squared to get b squared. And 841 minus 2,809 equals 1,968 inches. And the square root of 1,968 is 44.4, and it's 44.4 inches across.
Which is the square.
Pythagorean Theorem, yo. Okay, and now I'm going to talk about irrational and rational numbers. Irrational numbers are numbers that go on forever and there's no pattern to them. So they can't be reduced like down to fractions because they go on forever. You can't like predict what the next number in the decimal is going to be. And then rational numbers are numbers like whole numbers or numbers that have a pattern to them. So like 100 divided by 3 equals like 33, 33, 30. Like it goes 0.33333. It goes on forever. So a rational number is always either a finite number or a decimal that has a pattern to it. They can be written as decimals and fractions because they can be reduced down. So I could say that 100 divided by 3 equals 33.33333 and just make that 33 1/3 because I know that it's always going to have 3 as the next number. And an analogy for this is rational and irrational people. Like a rational person is somebody who you can usually like predict what they're going to do next. They're practical people. You can kind of read them, so you can kind of break them down into a simpler part, kind of like you can do a rational number. You can break them down into a simpler.
I'm a rational number. I'm not crazy unlike some people. I am nice, elegant, and I am predictable. Unlike irrational numbers, I am not crazy at all. I think I shall read a book. First, I shall ride my pony. Mother, where is my pony?
And then for irrational people, you don't really know what they're going to do next, and they can't really be broken down into a simpler part. They're just, out there, a little crazy. I'm an irrational number. I'm going to show you how I am. Okay. I think I'm going to jump out of bed. I'm bored. I'm going to brush my hair now. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be nerdy. I'm gonna text somebody. No, I'm gonna call somebody. Hey, Mom. What's up? So stupid. I don't want to be that anymore. I'm gonna be extra cool. Okay, leave. I don't want to be around you anymore. I don't want to be cool anymore either. Get a camera out of my face. Go away. I'm an irrational number.